Have you ever looked at two people the same age and wondered why one looks a decade younger than the other, even though both seem to be doing everything right? Same healthy meals, same gym routine, same skincare products, yet one person's skin glows while the other looks tired and worn down. If that question has ever crossed your mind, you are in the right place. What you are about to discover goes far beyond surface-level advice. We are going to explore what is actually happening inside your body at a cellular level that either speeds up or slows down how fast you age. Because the truth is, looking younger on the outside starts with something much deeper on the inside. Let us get into it. Now, before we get into the solutions, I want to take a moment to set the foundation, because this is where most videos fall short. Most people are constantly told what to do. Take this supplement, avoid that food, drink more water. But nobody ever explains why. And when you do not understand the reason behind something, it is almost impossible to stay consistent. That is exactly why people start strong and quit within a week. Throughout this video, I am going to give you both the what and the why. Whether you are brand new here or you have been following along for years, my goal is to give you a deeper understanding of what youthful aging actually means, where it starts, and why certain choices either accelerate or slow down that process at a biological level. So here is the core idea you need to understand first. Looking younger on the outside requires being younger on the inside. That might sound simple, but most people completely miss it. They focus on creams, filters, and procedures while ignoring what is happening beneath the surface. The real damage starts with something called damaged proteins. Specifically, a group known as AGEs, which stands for Advanced Glycation End Products. These form when sugar molecules combine with protein molecules, especially under heat. Think of it like a chemical reaction happening inside your body every single day. Once formed, AGEs create both internal and external damage that directly accelerates the aging process. They stiffen tissues, dull your skin, and break down the very structures that keep you looking and feeling young. This is where the aging conversation truly begins. Now let me make this real for you with some examples you will recognize immediately. Take ice cream. You have got heated sugar combined with milk proteins, which is essentially a perfect storm for producing advanced glycation end products inside your body. Every scoop is quietly accelerating the aging process. Then there are barbecued ribs slathered in sugary sauce, cooked over high heat. Another major source that most people never think twice about. Here is what makes this personal. Many people notice that within an hour of eating these foods, they feel sluggish, congested, and just off. That is not coincidence. That is your body responding to a flood of damaged proteins entering your system. This is not about perfection. It is about understanding what is actually happening inside you when you eat these things, and it does not stop there. Soda is essentially liquid sugar hitting your bloodstream instantly, accelerating glycation with every single sip. French fries are starch cooked in high heat fat, a double threat. Potato chips follow the same pattern, and donuts combine sugar, refined starch, and heated oil into one concentrated aging bomb. Now, I remember visiting a fair in Pennsylvania a few years back, and I genuinely could not believe what I was seeing. Deep-fried ice cream, deep-fried Oreos, deep-fried candy bars, all served on sticks like trophies. People were lined up, laughing, enjoying themselves, completely unaware they were consuming some of the highest concentrations of advanced glycation end products imaginable. And honestly, I get it. It smells amazing. It looks fun. But what is happening inside the body in those moments is anything but a celebration. And when you combine a burger, fries, and a soda into one meal, you have essentially created the ultimate aging combination. Heated proteins in the meat, starch and fat in the fries, and pure liquid sugar in the soda, all working together to flood your body with advanced glycation end products. It is no wonder so many people feel tired, bloated, and older than they actually are. But here is where things get exciting, because your body has a built-in solution. It is called autophagy, which literally means self-eating. Think of it as your body's natural internal oven. When activated, autophagy breaks down and recycles damaged proteins, old skin cells, and accumulated advanced glycation end products. It essentially clears out the cellular junk that makes you look and feel older, restoring a more youthful appearance from the inside out. Now here is where things get really interesting. Think of autophagy as your body becoming its own cleanup crew. It literally eats and repurposes old, damaged proteins, including those harmful advanced glycation end products we just talked about. Your cells break down the junk and rebuild something useful from it. It is like recycling from the inside out. The most powerful trigger for autophagy is fasting. And before you panic, this does not mean starving yourself. It means giving your body a break from constantly digesting food. Start with intermittent fasting, perhaps eating within an 8-hour window. Once that feels natural, try 1 meal a day. From there, some people progress to dry fasting, avoiding both food and water for shorter periods. Each step deepens the process and accelerates how aggressively your body cleans house. Now, dry fasting takes everything we just discussed and amplifies it significantly. When you avoid both food and water simultaneously, your body is forced to generate its own metabolic water by burning fat and breaking down damaged tissue. This creates a compounding autophagy effect that researchers estimate is roughly 3 times more powerful than regular water fasting. Your cells essentially go into deep repair mode far more aggressively. However, and this is critically important, dry fasting is strictly for experienced fasters only. If you are brand new to fasting, please do not start here. Begin with 16 hours of intermittent fasting. Get comfortable, then gradually progress toward 1 meal a day. Build that foundation first. Jumping straight into dry fasting without preparation can genuinely backfire. Respect the process, honor where you currently are, and work your way up responsibly. The goal is sustainable, long-term rejuvenation, not shortcuts. Now here is something most people completely overlook when it comes to youthful skin, and that is sunlight. Not the kind that burns you, but the full spectrum of natural sunlight, specifically the infrared wavelengths that most people never think about. These infrared wavelengths actually help buffer the damaging effects of ultraviolet radiation while doing something remarkable inside your body. They stimulate melatonin production, not just in your brain, but throughout every single cell in your body. Most people think of melatonin purely as a sleep hormone, something you take at night to fall asleep faster. But melatonin is actually one of the most powerful antioxidants your body produces. It fights free radical damage at the cellular level, protecting your skin from the inside out. That internal protection is what gives skin a natural, healthy glow that no cream or serum can truly replicate. Now let's talk about your liver, because this organ is quietly running one of the most important anti-aging operations in your entire body. Think of your liver as your personal hazmat team, working around the clock to neutralize environmental chemicals, heavy metals, pesticides, and pollutants before they can wreak havoc on your cells. Here is the thing though. When your liver becomes damaged or fatty, that damage shows up on your face. People with struggling livers often look years, sometimes even decades, older than they actually are. The skin becomes dull, the eyes lose their brightness, and the whole face takes on a tired, worn appearance. But when you support your liver with cruciferous vegetables like kale, broccoli, and arugula, you are essentially keeping that detoxification engine running clean and efficiently, and that absolutely reflects in how young you look. Now here is something most people completely overlook. Bile. This quiet, yellowish fluid produced by your liver and stored in your gallbladder is one of the most underrated players in youthful aging. Bile does 2 critical things. First, it carries out the toxins your liver has already processed, escorting them out of your body for good. Second, it unlocks fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and E, along with omega-3 fatty acids, allowing your body to actually absorb them. Without enough bile, those nutrients pass right through you. And here is where low-fat diets quietly do serious damage. When you cut fat, You cut the trigger for bile release. Over time, your body becomes starved of these essential nutrients. I have noticed this pattern repeatedly. People on long-term low-fat diets often look noticeably older, with dry, papery skin and dull, lifeless hair, even after losing significant weight. Now let's talk about where to actually get these youth-supporting fats. Fatty fish like salmon are among the best sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and keep skin supple. Egg yolks deliver vitamin A and choline, both critical for cell repair and membrane integrity. Grass-fed butter, cod liver oil, and beef liver are nutrient-dense powerhouses that have supported human health for generations. Extra virgin olive oil and avocados round out the list beautifully, with monounsaturated fats that protect skin from oxidative damage. Now, many people still fear cholesterol, but here's the truth. Cholesterol is not your enemy. Your body needs it to build healthy cell membranes and to produce skin-supporting hormones like testosterone and estrogen. Without adequate cholesterol, your hormonal foundation crumbles, and aging accelerates faster than any dessert ever could. Now let's talk about antioxidants, because there are actually two types. The first kind your body manufactures internally, and the second kind you consume through food. Here's what most people miss. Fasting and exercise are two of the most powerful ways to boost your body's own internal antioxidant networks, things like glutathione and superoxide dismutase. These internal systems are far more powerful than anything you can swallow in a capsule. But here's where it gets critical. High sugar consumption is arguably the single fastest route to premature aging. Glucose directly competes with and blocks vitamin C from entering your cells. It depletes your B vitamins. It essentially rusts your body from the inside out, triggering the exact same damage patterns seen in diabetics: accelerated skin breakdown, poor circulation, and rapid cellular deterioration throughout every tissue in your body. Now let's talk about two habits that dramatically speed up everything we've been discussing. Smoking and alcohol are among the most aggressive accelerators of aging because they flood your body with free radicals while simultaneously depleting the very antioxidants and vitamins needed to fight back. Smoking destroys vitamin C at an alarming rate. Alcohol drains your B vitamins, zinc, and magnesium. Together, they create a perfect storm of oxidative damage that shows up directly on your skin, your eyes, and your energy. If you're in the process of stepping away from these habits, I genuinely respect that journey. It's not easy. What I'd encourage you to do during that transition is flood your body with dark leafy greens, practice intermittent fasting to trigger autophagy, and lean on whole foods rather than supplements as your foundation for healing. Real food heals deeper. Stress is one of the most overlooked drivers of premature aging, and here is why that matters. When you are chronically stressed, your body releases cortisol, which raises blood glucose, even when you have not eaten a single carbohydrate. That means you are generating glycation damage without touching sugar. On top of that, cortisol has a catabolic effect, meaning it literally breaks down your skin proteins, collagen, and elastin from the inside. The good news is, you have real tools here. Regular exercise and physical work burn off excess cortisol before it causes damage. Improving your sleep quality is non-negotiable because most cellular repair happens overnight. And controlled nasal breathing, especially slow, deliberate exhales, directly calms your nervous system within minutes. These are not passive hopes. These are active, intentional choices you make every single day to protect how you age. Now let's talk about protein, because more is not always better. When you consume excess protein, your body converts it into glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. That creates metabolic waste, raises insulin, and yes, accelerates aging from the inside out. A simple guideline is to use your palm. One palm-sized portion of protein per meal is a reasonable, moderate amount for most people. That keeps things manageable without overloading your system. But quantity is only half the story. Quality matters enormously. Conventional factory-farmed protein is loaded with hormones, antibiotics, and inflammatory compounds your liver then has to process. Choosing organic, grass-fed, pasture-raised, and wild-caught sources is not just a preference. It is a meaningful difference in how cleanly your body breaks down, absorbs, and uses that protein to rebuild rather than age you. Now for the final piece of this youthful aging puzzle, and it lives inside your gut. Your gut microbiome is a living ecosystem of trillions of bacteria, and when it is healthy and diverse, those bacteria produce something remarkable. They generate short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation, B vitamins that support cellular repair, immune-regulating compounds that keep your skin calm and clear, and secondary bile acids that aid in fat digestion and toxin elimination. Every single one of those outputs directly influences how your skin looks and ages. When your microbiome is depleted, all of that production slows down. The good news is that fermented vegetables like sauerkraut and pickles are uniquely powerful because they deliver both prebiotics and probiotics simultaneously, feeding existing bacteria while introducing new ones, rebuilding and sustaining that inner ecosystem from the ground up. Everything we have covered today forms one complete picture of how your body ages and how you can slow that process down from the inside out. Reducing advanced glycation end products, triggering autophagy through fasting, getting natural sunlight, supporting your liver and bile flow, choosing the right fats, managing stress, moderating protein, and feeding your gut microbiome are not separate tasks. They are one unified daily practice. None of this happens overnight, and no single change will transform everything on its own. But each consistent choice you make compounds over time into something genuinely powerful and visible. If this felt like a lot, rewatch the video, take notes, and pick just one strategy to start with this week. Build from there. Youthful aging is not a destination you arrive at. It is something you create every single day. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.